Hey everybody, welcome to the next episode of the Strand Tennis Center podcast, filled with tips, advice, tennis, not tennis, just life advice too, whatever you need. Like it on YouTube, share it on the podcast as well. Thank you. Welcome to the Strand Tennis Center podcast. It is December 30th, Thursday. To my right, Nora Wiekert.
Yes, hello.
Our lovely, fantastic tennis player and obviously a part-time employee as well, because she has been playing high school. She's been playing varsity tennis. She's been here since, how long have you been here, being coached wise?
Since before my freshman year.
Before your freshman year.
I'm a junior now.
She's been a student, she's a junior. We just wanted to have her on the podcast to discuss a little high school stuff. Sometimes, like we said, we were going to go wide and then we're going to go micros too, because a lot of people are interested in making their high school team and what they need to do and the experiences they have and the pressures they have. My first question to you is, you walk out there freshman year, high school, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to tryouts. Give me your experience, give me your feelings when you walk out there the first day, if you can remember.
Looking back, I was so nervous. I had spoken with the coach and he said I should try out with the varsity group. So I was going in, I was so nervous. I was like, oh, I'm going to be the worst player. Am I prepared? I was so scared about everything. But once I got there, all the girls were really nice, really welcoming. And as a freshman, I just went in there with the mentality of I have absolutely nothing to lose. And that was like my greatest strength, because the upperclassmen obviously wanted to keep their spots, had a lot of pressure from our coach, from like their parents to like keep playing at the same level, and I just had nothing to lose, and I just like went out there and played my best, and I ended up like winning all of my challenge matches except one, and then I played second singles my freshman year.
It's a great accomplishment.
Yeah.
Now, how do the challenge matches go for your high school? What is the format? So all kids know to be prepared. Sometimes formats are a little different. How's the format of the challenge match?
For our challenge matches, we did just a short set, or a set to 6, and we just played one set with ads.
So you play one set with ads.
Yeah.
Can you challenge back that person, or is that it? Once you beat that person, it's over?
Once you beat that person, it's over, unless that person beats someone that you lost to. Okay. Then you would have another challenge.
Then you would have another. Did you ever in freshman year have to do that, or did you beat everyone? Until the first singles player, obviously.
Well, yeah, for our first singles player, like I lost to her, okay, but I also beat everyone she beat. Okay. So since like we had such a similar record, I had to play her twice.
Understood. Okay.
And yeah, one of the girls, I won in a tiebreak for the first set, I guess. Okay. So then we just played a second set. So
what would you tell kids in this challenge match situation? I know you were talking about you had nothing to lose. What is the best kind of piece of advice when you go out there for a challenge match to a kid that's trying to make their team, or a kid that's trying to keep their spot? What do you think helps you the most when you go out there?
For making the team, I'd honestly just say give it like everything you have and go for everything. Yep. But if you're an upperclassman like I was this year, and like the stakes for me were way higher, I would honestly say just play a little bit more to your strengths. Like you should know like what your strengths are and what your teammates' weaknesses are, and I think analyzing that like really helped me like win my matches, because this year we were all at the same level, and it was just like, can I watch this person play and see their other matches and see what their weaknesses are? So I think you have to like use your head too. Like you can't just be a great player.
No, it's a great observation. I mean, you guys this year was close. Everybody all around was close. Yeah. I mean, you could have played first singles too. I mean, that match that I watched, the challenge match you had against Laura, was very tight.
Very tight. Up 5-2 and then lost it all.
Look, but the thing is, happens to the best of us, right? It's not whether you have adversity, like we say. It's how you respond to it. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
People have adversity and they crumble, or they have adversity and they respond. You know, that's. But look, you played second singles. You guys had a good season again. I mean, you have another year. I mean, high school tennis. there's a lot of pressure in these non-team sports that are team sports. I know everybody's rooting for each other, but you're all there by yourself. You have to do everything. Doubles, there's only one other it's still a very lonely sport out there. You know, I always said team sports, basketball, soccer, you can probably do one thing well, contribute. Like you play basketball, and if I'm a good rebounder and I get 7 rebounds, and that's it, I don't score points, great, I contributed.
Yeah.
But if you play tennis and you hit 7 good forehands, but you've hit 10 double faults, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to do everything, and that's the hard part. And I always try to tell kids in high school, don't try to do too much. Most of these kids, and you were talking about you're super nervous, are just as nervous as you.
Yeah.
They're just as freaked out as you. And if you just start the point, play the point, make that person have to make a shot, 9 times out of 10 you're going to win, and that's what you're great at. You're a great defender. You're a great hustler. You'll make them hit the extra shot, which is really great. Mm-hmm. Anything else in regard? What do you think tennis has brought to you, just as a person? What do you think if you didn't have tennis as a sport in high school?
I think it brought me a lot of maturity. I went in as a freshman, like, again, thinking I have nothing to lose, and I kind of went into that, like, my first year of, like, school too.
Yeah.
But as I, like, got older, I was like, this matters more. I need to try more in school. I need to try more in tennis. I have something to prove. My family wants me to do well. I want myself to do well. I want to do well for my team. Like, I'm representing them as a junior this year. I'm representing my town. I think with all of that, you can have a lot of joy and success if you have that mentality, like, doing your best, but you also need to realize everything matters, but it only matters, like, that day. Like, if you lose that match, that stinks. You can feel hurt. That's natural, but tomorrow you're going to have another practice, and you're going to work on what you messed up in the match before, and then the next day you're most likely going to have a game where you're going to have to play again, and, like, you can't dwell on the match of the past, and I struggled with that this year. But
you're right. Like we always say, you want to be depressed, dwell on the past or the future, have a short memory, you got to move on, because you play a tournament, or you play a conference tournament, or you play a county tournament, you got to go on to the next match, you got to do the next thing, and you can't dwell on it, because you'll just end up imploding. And you're going to have matches where you're not going to play your best.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to get through those.
And, like, for me as a junior this year, like, I'm in a lot of high-level classes.
Sure.
And it was really hard for me, like, coming from summer to adjust into going to bed at a reasonable hour, eating at eating enough food, drinking enough water. And I think, I know, like, everyone wants to have fun the last week before school starts. I sure went out to my fair share of, like, gatherings and all that stuff, but that week I really tried to get to bed at least 10:30. I tried to drink, like, half a water bottle, like, right before I went to bed. I tried to stay hydrated, and I think those little things gave me the edge on other players that just went to bed at 11:30, like, didn't hydrate, because we were all so close in level that it's the little things that give you the big advantages.
And I think that's great life practice in general.
Yeah.
What you put in, you're going to get out of it. It's a great way to start and say, okay, in high school, I have to be disciplined in doing this, and this will help me go, all right, this is these are little pathways to success. I do this, I'll get successful. So I go, all right, I have a job, and then when I do this, I go to college. Mm-hmm. You're training. I knew kids in college that would come up to me and go, how do you practice? How do you study? Like, they weren't prepared to do anything. So these little things, sports, competition, will help you get prepared in life for anything and say, I need to do this, this, and this. That's why a lot of people interview people for jobs, girls and guys, and go, wow, this person was a wrestler. This person was a track and field star. This person was a soccer player. It shows discipline and focus, and people love that. And when you show that you've done something for 4 years, show this focus, show this discipline, it shows that you know the building blocks to success, and that's a big deal. And you're learning them, and you're learning to balance pressures. You're learning to balance, like, FOMO and go, I want to go out, but I shouldn't go out. I should do this. And balancing all that stuff, because life takes sacrifice, and that's the way it is, right? You have to sacrifice some things. and it's a great way to be in an environment where it's a smaller sacrifice. It's not huge yet because you're still in high school and you should still enjoy yourself. But it's just the practice of learning how to sacrifice, which is great.
Yeah.
What was the other thing that I was going to ask? What do you feel like it has really helped your self-worth too, in the sense of saying, well, I'm good at this? Isn't it great to feel something that you're good at?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I would have a bad day at school. I knew I, like, messed up a test in math or history, and then I would have a match after school, and I would just get into, like, the mindset of just playing tennis.
Yeah.
And if I would win, and even if I just played someone better than me and still played well, I definitely, like, felt a boost in my confidence and, like, my self-worth if I just, like, went out there and played my best, win or lose.
So the pain of losing and all that stuff and all the pressures probably, as you're saying, probably don't outweigh just being part of the team, being able to accomplish something, doing something.
Yeah, I would definitely say, like, if you have the opportunity to play a high school sport, no matter what, you should definitely go out there and play. And just exercising just, like, helps you feel better in general. And I think if you can find a sport where you can succeed and become a part of that community, you'll just be way happier.
You don't have to tell me. I know. Yeah. I mean, it's just, well, it's given me everything. So, you know what I'm trying, I mean, tennis, sport, teaching, coaching, mentoring, it's great. Discipline, focus, tenacity. I mean, what else can you have? I mean, it's so much easier to do nothing and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
When you do nothing, nothing happens. You just have to do it. You have to fight through it. You have to deal with the pain. You can't go home and watch 7 hours of Netflix. I mean, you can do that after you win.
Yeah.
But I just wanted you to come in here because we're really proud of you, of what you've done in high school and how your work ethic and all the work you're doing here. You know, she has a part-time job here and she takes it very seriously. She works really hard. She's so dedicated. It's great to see someone go from one spot.
Freshman too.
Yeah, it's just this person that's responsible and really really dedicated and doing a great job. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, I've learned a lot.
That's all it's about, is learning, growing. That's the key to happiness. You learn a little bit, you grow a little bit, you spend time with friends and family. I mean, what else is there, right? Mm-hmm. And that's it. And so hopefully this podcast helps kids that want to say, all right, I don't know if I want to do a sport. I'm a little nervous. I don't think I should do this. I'm afraid of it. If you're afraid, you go into the fear. Always go into what you're afraid of, because you will get so much more reward out of it. It's so much easier just to say, no, I don't want to feel like doing it. So be nervous, be uncomfortable. It's the only way to achieve anything.
Yeah, I agree. Just go for it. You have nothing to lose your freshman year. You really don't.
Right, Santi?
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the podcast. Thank you, Nora.
Thanks for having me. It
Ciao.
was a pleasure.
Hey, everybody. Hope you liked the podcast. Please share it with your friends, anybody that you know, anybody that's into tennis, anybody that's into bettering themselves. Share it.